Luka, go check my piece. If you haven't seen it, it's great. Kobe, how does my ass taste? Damn, out, calm down. It's the holidays. Steph, Oracle, Dallas, Saturday night. Let's get it. And my Shaq impersonation. It's all right. Draymond right there, one dribble, and that opens up Klay. But he's so quick to make that pass to the corner. Luka was easily able to close out on Klay on the corner. He digs down on DeAndre out in transition. Watch Durant realize his gravity. Kind of waits and then gets Looney the easy feed in transition. Now, I named Luka the step-back savant for a reason. And he doesn't get it done like you say Harden or even Steph's. It's a little slower, but his size more than makes up for it. Steph, the retreating three ball, way off. You rarely see Steph miss that bad. Watch Draymond eat up this space from Brunson. That's something Looney needs to do. You see how Draymond sucked up that space? Looney is a little too content just standing tall, right? And that's why he gives up more buckets than we've seen in the past. More Luka. I don't know if y'all read the scouting report, but he kind of likes the three ball. Another one splashed in Draymond's face. Fast start for Doncic and the Mavs, and I'm going to hold it there. Look at the release. Look, the elbow is well above his eyes. Gives it the arc, and he sharts that thing down. It's funny what a mindset will do to you. Take another look at it. Look at the high release, and he sticks the release. A lot of times when he's missing, he flicks back his release. It's almost like, I didn't really want to shoot it. He needs to follow through. He did on that one. I completely agree with Jim Barnett on this. That pick and roll between those two, let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's just run that shit. Then a little modification on this corner run. Watch him curl around. It allows for the screen to be a little more effective than a laser pass from Durant, and Steph knocks down the three ball. Klay, let's take a look at this shot in his balance. We all know it's no secret he's struggling. I want you to take a look at right there. You see his weight is a little too forward. He's not on balance. He's not completely upright in the release. So there are some mechanical and balance issues right now in his shot, coast to coast and one. When I was researching my video on Luka, I noticed all his childhood pictures were in Durant's. I think he idolized KD. There's Klay going straight up on balance, knocks it down. Warriors have the lead. Here's a good example of his pace and his size, right? There's an outlet. A lot of guys are going to try to speed to the rim and beat the defender. Watch him slow down and then take a step into Looney to nullify the shot blocker. Something Looney could learn. Don't get me wrong, he always slows down, but he doesn't always jump into the body, right? Draymond, why not? Why the hell not, Day-Day? Another one from the top. And look at Steph pre-celebrating the three ball. Now, the league hasn't adjusted to Luka yet. You see Jerebko switched on him. You've got to get up in him. You can't let him dance, use his size, and be comfortable. He's too efficient. I think they need to challenge his quickness and ability driving to the basket. He's good, but I mean, I think his preferred action is the jumper there. Draymond, now he's feeling himself, right? And it's funny what a mindset can do for you, and it kind of proves that he does neglect that side of the basketball as far as, you know, dialing in and being aggressive and confident. Barnes, I think, takes this matchup a little personal, and why shouldn't he, right? We essentially traded Durant for him. You're not nearly the player Durant is. He rips him and goes coast to coast, and KD lives for that stuff, right? He's like, okay, bet. So he calls for the ball the next time down, and you can see it. And Barnes does a heck of a job on him, forces him into a really tough shot, but KD loves these little games within the games when guys challenge him because, frankly, not a lot of guys are up for it. Watch how he sells this lob pass. It's almost a shot, right? At the last second, it turns into a pass. The subtleties and nuance of freezing your defender in a pick and roll. KD, I love to see him doing more of that, and he did. Now, the Mavs kind of just outplayed us in this first quarter, but we neutralized it with some late three balls from Durant and Iguodala to kind of keep things closer than they really should have been. JJ Barea, I said pregame, I was worried about Barea, man. He's a problem. You see him pull up for the deep three ball. Then he's going to work us in the pick and roll, slipping in a picture-perfect pass. They've got a nice mixture of vets and young guys, right? They've got the vets to show them how it's done and the young guys to bring the energy and the legs. Jerebko had himself a night, y'all. And it started right there with the three ball early in the second. You see the second unit. Now, how about him and head knocking KD spot gets Steph another three. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I tweeted out, they got Dirk out here looking like Chuck Liddell. And I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't like seeing Dirk like this. It looks painful for him to play. Hey, I know he wants to play, but it's just one of those things where I hope it doesn't end badly for him. I hope he doesn't just go down like a sack of bricks. Steph abusing him in the pick and roll, and that's the real problem with him. Offensively, he can still get buckets. Look at him still command the double team, but defensively, not even stuck in mud. It looks like he's got a saggy, wet diaper in wet Timberlands, and he's been shot in the neck. Now I'm just going too far. KD, less is more, just elevates over the rookie. Remember that nasty crossover Steph had the other day? He's working on something. Watch right here, though. You see that? He has Barnes beat. He can go easy floater off glass, but he snaps it back and takes a much more difficult contested shot. So I think Steph right now is in the middle of trying to like work through a new move, and it's kind of affecting his shot selection a little bit. I'm sure it'll pay off later on. Ain't nothing wrong with that though. I think there's officially a scouting report on how to attack Looney. He's gonna stay down and he's gonna yield and give ground. So just continue to attack because he'll allow you to get where you wanna get, because you're seeing guys do that over and over again. Klay picks up the rare T as he gets hammered out here in transition, and he's frustrated, obviously. And you know what's noticed? He keeps a fresh cut this year. There is some subtle changes to Klay's personality beyond just the way he's playing. The fresh cut, he just seems to care a little bit more about appearance this year. I don't know. So it's just something to think about. Watch Draymond with gravity. He's knocked 2 down. All of a sudden, look, they're coming out at him. Draymond, I'm proud of you. You got gravity, boy. Steph with a beautiful teardrop touchdown pass to KD off a make. The game was fun to watch. It was much more entertaining than that Utah game. And then watch KD here. KD, I think, really enjoys Draymond being aggressive. And I hope that this motivates him to stay aggressive, dial in, and put in a little more work on that side of the basketball. Now, I'm gonna hold it here. Steph needs to go around. You never take the middle from the ball handler on a breakaway. And what that does is it makes KD give this ball up too soon, and it results in a turnover. You see how Steph stole the middle of the floor for KD, so KD give the ball up too soon, and it was a turnover. A smaller guy, an elite ball handler for Steph, it probably wouldn't have been a problem, but big KD, he had to give that ball up. And Dallas, you see going into the half, was more than game. This is Barnes at his best, right? When he can catch it on the weak side and make one dribble in a strong move, that's where he's most effective. They've asked him to do a little too much. That's the most confident jumper I've seen from Looney in a regular season game. There was no thought about it. He knew what he wanted and he took it. Wes Matthews Jr. always knows what he wants, and he always takes the shot, knocks that down. And here's Barnes' limitation, right? He really just doesn't have any moves. He's just a straight line driver, and that's only really effective if you got a quick first step, which he doesn't. Watch Steph a little hesitant to pull the trigger here. You see that extra dribble? I think that cost him his rhythm in the shot there. And then I thought this was interesting. 2 things to note here. 1, Luka Doncic already has the respect. Watch Durant. He already has the respect of star players. And 2, Durant just seems to be much more friendly. I think he's in a much better place than we've seen with him on this Warriors team. He just seems happy, friendly. He seems like he's just loving playing basketball. Backdoor, Luka, he's not quick, but he's so big. If he beats you, you can't hold on to him, right? He's strong enough to plow through you. Klay way off balance. And there was a stretch here in the third quarter where I thought Klay just went into absolute Chuck mode. And I'm kind of tired of it at this point. Klay needs to get back to just blocking guys down and taking good, high efficient shots. There's no need for it. Their rookie knocks another deep 3 down. Credit to Carlisle for not being rigid in the old ways and allowing his youngsters to heave from well beyond the arc. Klay again. And like I was saying, there's just no need for it when we're at near full strength. Just take your efficient shots. Luka, the hezzy, the finish. Jerebko, man. Dude, reckless. He fell on his leg. Lucky no one was injured on that play. Watch the assist screen here from Draymond. Drives left, seals Brunson. Easy peasy for Steph in the paint. Luka jumping the passing lanes. We all know he needs to get in better shape, but he does take some awkward falls. And I think it is in part because he's not as athletic as he needs to be. You see him go flying into the crowd. KD waits for it. No, he just didn't catch it clean, but it ends up working out with the and 1. But unfortunately, Luka Doncic took out young Pinocchio in the first row. That kid's never going to leave his room again. Let's be real here. And I'm operating under the assumption that he was just fine, but he was completely traumatized and completely unprepared and not watching the game. How are they going to let him out of the house in them suspenders? All right, let me leave the little kid alone, man. Jerebko took over, up and under, and you can see his confidence growing with this team and this offensive system. Now the tip in, and he sold this one. At first I was like, oh damn, did he break his nose the way he went down? But if you take a look at it, I don't even think DeAndre hit him in the face. So he does still have a little European in him, right? Look at him sell that thing and then cock the head. The arm is key in the flatback. But it was Durant with this second unit to end the third quarter where we really made a push, locked in defensively. The ball was flying around, and Jerebko was mainly the beneficiary, but it started on this end. I thought defensively they were everywhere. Iguodala, very underrated effort in this one. And then this is when you know Jerebko's feeling good, right? The ball gets deflected off the dribble pull-up. He knew Dirk wasn't cutting out on that thing, right? and he gets the roll, so he's on his way to a new career high. And then KD, this happens every game. I'm getting a little tired of this. When he pushes the ball, it's a numbers game. If it's a 1-on-3, KD, you're getting ripped, homie. Barea is at your nuts. He's gonna pick the ball. He steals it, goes in and flicks it. And Dallas, they got fight in him. So here we go to end the third. And I think it's safe to say KD has readjusted to integrating the 3-ball back into his game. And he loves those 2-for-1s. So does Barea, though. Look at him try to get one up here, and he does so successfully. But I love this play. I think this shows our awareness of the 3-ball, the math game. Livingston, mouse in the house, that's his shot. No, he kicks it out to Andre because why? 3 is worth more than 2. And now all of a sudden the television crew, they show every happy kid in the arena after what happened to that kid on the baseline the rest of the game. I thought that was funny. To start the fourth, the brakes came off. Steph jumping the passing lanes, pushing the ball in transition. And so it was the end of the third, start of the fourth, where we saw the champs looking like the champs. More Jerebko following and at the rim. I love that the 2 Wisemen have just shown more effort and more pop of late. Look at this perfectly ran break, give and go, easy 2 hands. Now, I highlighted Steph hesitating a bit on the 3-ball. He was 6 of 17, so that godly 50% number is starting to dwindle. But he got going here in the fourth and knocked down a couple. And I think Steph and Klay's problems are opposite. I think Steph is bored and kind of just not engaged. And Klay, I think, is pressing a bit too much. And you're going to see Jerebko, yeah, I said it, really went off here in the fourth. And I think the Warriors kind of felt like, well, if Jerebko is going to drop a career-high 23 points. Look at the hands. Look at the hands. What would happen if that pass was to Bell? I don't even want to think about it. Great catch and finish from Jerebko. You're going to see him here out in transition get the career-high 23 emphatically with a picture-perfect pass. How many times have I said that in this game? Picture-perfect Jerebko, 23 off the bench. And I think, to be honest, everybody took their foot off the pedal after that, right? Timeout. We're just killing them, and it became a little too easy, but they should know a Rick Carlisle team is not going to stop fighting. Klay gets in the game with only 10 points on the night, so you knew he was going to get a bunch of shots up, and that's really a problem. It becomes predictable. Now, he got a couple of them, but I think even the Mavericks knew he was going to come in and put up shots, and you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, because you want to keep all these guys happy. They all want their numbers, but I think it throws the offense a bit out of sorts, and they just stop making the natural basketball play. And we know this, that Steph, more than anybody, is guilty of kind of starting to chill too early, right? It's just innate in his personality. He's a loose guy. He likes to have fun out there. And you can see, look at him. He's just kind of lollying around here. The turnover, the Mavs kept playing and kept knocking threes down. This time, Draymond, I think, gets frozen here. DeAndre just looks at him like, shoot that shit. And I'll take it, man. He's just got to keep shooting them. It looked promising. And then this is just a tough play. Like I said, they kept playing, and they kept playing the 3-ball game, and it kept them in it, and it got them all the way back in it. And, you know, while it's happening, as fans, it's super frustrating, right? You're like, what are you doing? Oh, come on, right? But this is kind of the cost of what we're living right now. We're watching a dynasty, one of the greatest teams ever. They're going to take their foot off the pedal in a December game against the Mavericks. Wes Matthews, what do you have, like 6 threes? How about 7? Wes is like the dude at LA or pickup that you just love to hate, right? He don't say nothing when he's 0 of 8, but when he hits 7 of them, he's letting everybody know, and he was very effective. And then Barnes, you got to live with that shot. That's a tough shot. Down the stretch, you see under 2 minutes, you're like, okay, if you hit that, you can win. Next possession, KD just wasn't expecting the hard double team. It would have helped if Draymond perhaps was in the corner. But, it was a very well-timed double from Carlisle. So what's it going to be? 40 seconds left, down 1 on the road. Can the Black Falcon be the hero? No, sir. Now watch KD. He wants the ball. He wants the ball. Steph looks to Kerr. Give the ball to Kevin. Just as I was saying, Kerr not wanting to pick who to finish the game, he decisively tells Steph Curry, give the ball to the Slim Reaper.
8-second game shot clock difference. Durant will rise for 3.
Now, I don't know about y'all, but I love how that played out. And I wouldn't have been mad if Kerr told Steph, hey, clear out and go to work. I just like Kerr being ultra decisive and taking command as the coach and letting them know this is what we're going to do, and his players rewarded him for it. Now, we got the Clippers on the back end of a back-to-back tonight. You know that's going to be a fun, spicy matchup, maybe some revenge in store. You know I'm going to have that one. I'm out, y'all.